Let's start with the easy part when we get back into it, because Dowser, Ella, you're brave people.
It's
Very brave.
stupid, not
So
stupid
brave.
and brave.
Wait. Before just for the audience, is Ella wearing the necklace?
No, it is part of it's part of a thing, so it is safe with somewhere.
Your private safe.
All right.
Your private safe in your room, I assume.
I had to know, like whether she was just gonna throw caution to the wind, where the necklace is like kind of like a boss, like girl boss move type of thing.
Could have a chat about it, Dowser, on the way there. But easy part first, because it's not that difficult. Dahlia, you're gonna be doing a lot of driving around, holding a ladder, and keeping an eye out, because Karson does most of the work. But
yeah. And
if you want like scenes and conversations, let's do that, because you have basically a couple of hours to talk to him.
Yeah. And so that's exactly what's going to happen. She is going to level up their relationship by, basically he's probably thirsty, and she's going to make sure that she offers him a drink, to quench his thirst.
He looks at you. Miss Gray, you were like this the last time. I'm your friend, I'm not your servant. I appreciate the blood you give me, it fuels my own powers, but it does not work the way you want to. I know, and I don't blame you. You like to have a firm grasp on your servants, but I'm not your servant, I'm your friend, and I will continue to be your friend. As long as I'm around. I like you as a person, Miss Gray.
So out of character, there's a meme on the internet where a person basically says, it's the same picture.
Yeah.
That's what's going through Dahlia's head right now. They're the same picture. What? Servant, friend, both of these are the same. Dahlia looks hurt. She does. Her attentions have been rebuffed. And Karson has let her down easy, but it hurts. Dahlia doesn't take rejection well. And she says, Karson, I understand. I think what you said was a little harsh.
Saying you don't have to do that to get me to like you. I've never said no to you, and I'm willing to help you with whatever you need. But I was under the control of a Shimishi.
It was just a gift. That's all.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to take your words to heart and learn. Okay. So all I want to say is that, first of all, and she's gonna be like, she's still a little bit bothered, but it's fine. She's pushing it down. She's putting herself together. She's.
I'll happily take your blood. I just want to inform you it doesn't work on me like you think it is.
And that's important information. I'm glad that you're willing to share that.
It fuels my powers. It does not bond me.
Yes, but we could fix that.
I don't want to be bonded to anyone ever again. That's why I'm loyal to Dowser, is because he freed me from that.
Well, okay. I understand. I think.
You know those
really
those really expensive dogs that are bred for a certain purpose, and they don't really have a good life. They're simply there to serve a function. That is what a revenant is. You're a slave from the moment you're born. Your parents are slaves. You're born into servitude. And you're not human. And you're not vampire. And, You're not meant to be free. But I am, and I would like to remain free.
I think I understand.
Would it put a smile on your face to let you know that I ordered all the marble?
It would. It would.
You are quite wealthy after all. It is on its way here.
That's wonderful. Karson, I don't doubt your ability to get things done. That's why we're together. We're the competent ones. And I just, like we're helping the rest of the coterie to get things done here. And I'll tell you what, it's not just because I like you that I wanted to spend the evening with you, but I do need your help on another, let's call it a project. And I promise no bonding involved or anything like that, but I just need it to stay between you and me if possible. Is that something, since you're free and all, that's
I don't have to tell Dowser anything.
Excellent, excellent. So what I need from you is I just need you to keep your mouth shut with me and work on a secret project for me. And I'll compensate you in other ways, not like,
It's okay. I like building things and helping out.
You're wonderful. See, I knew you'd agree. And so I think that you and I are going to get along very well here, just like we always have. And you're going to help me put together something else in addition to what we're doing here.
Just be aware that my skills extend to a certain limit. I'm not very good with your side of the world, like all the supernatural things.
Oh, no, you don't need to worry about that, honey. All right, I got that. It's more this side of the material, physical reality thing, right? That I think you excel in, and I could really use a helping hand on a project of mine. One that I've been working on for some time now. All on my own, honestly, and it's a lot, for one girl, to handle, and so I thought maybe you could help. It's all what you do already, like house construction, maintenance, all that stuff. Those skills, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
He smiles at the one girl comment because he knows like you're at least 3 centuries old.
She's just a girl, So basically, So she's going to help him. Like they're going to drive around. She's going to give him the details about how she wants him to, help her to scaffold and strengthen the foundations of her island fortress. And that's kind of what she wants, to reinforce her haven that way, and also to shore up, any kind of structural damage that might have occurred there, and reinforce things, and that sort of thing.
How much insight do you have?
Insight. She has 2 dots in insight.
Okay. I'm just taking your low humanity into account, but you can see, because it's not very well hidden or it's very apparent, that crafting things genuinely gets him very excited. That seems to be his fuel in life.
So he's tuned in.
Yeah, he's willing to help. I mean, he can only build one thing at once, but he is excited by the idea.
Yeah, she's going to just borrow him. Like, it's kind of like how you have a production queue, right? Or a to-do list, right? And so you might have things that are like 1, 2, 3, 4, like any list, right? And what Dahlia is doing is, even though Dowser probably has a list like that, she's going to basically like move like thing number 7 or 8, or maybe something that's not even on the list, and going to move it to like number 2. And basically after like right underneath, like she's just going to like rearrange the list a little bit, just reprioritize things a little bit and not mess with the rest of the list. Everything else is just going to get done, but like it might just take Karson a little bit longer to get to everything. But Dowser's not going to miss that because it's still going to have everything get done. It's just, how construction is, right? deadlines are missed all the time, and like, you know, difficulties come up, and you know, so it's normal. It's completely fine. And since Karson is going to be a good boy and basically not talk about anything that he's doing for her, it's all going to be okay. And he can just say, you know, Dahlia, she's driving along, and she's going to be like, look, if he says anything, just tell him that, like, you know, there were delays on materials, and like, you know, it took a little longer because you keep having blizzards to deal with and all this stuff, you know, that sort of thing, you know.
I think you worry too much. I don't think Dowser's going to care, really.
Okay, but he's very... Karson, I get the impression that he just thinks that I'm trying to steal you away from him, and that's really the farthest thing from my mind.
It's just a good... He worries,
okay.
But his projects are more important to him than a structure, I think.
You know, as
long as you don't fuck with the basement, I think he's good.
Oh yeah, no. I'm trying to help reinforce that. I think that Ella might have different ideas. But you know, I don't know. There are things she says now and again, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. And so yes, I don't want to cause problems, and sometimes, you know, my coterie members don't quite understand me and my ambitions, and so, you know, you understand me. I know you do. You're the best.
Thank you, Miss Gray.
Yeah. So anyways, you know, she's like, you know, they're getting out, like she's talking and she's holding the ladder and everything, like with him. And
before I shift scene, I just need you to do some kind of awareness.
Okay.
Plus, I mean, with awareness, you have +2 for the ritual, so. Because you are the lookout in this situation.
Yes. All right. 1 second. I keep changing my mind about things. So 2. Now I'm going to willpower that.
That is understandable.
3.
The only thing you see, you don't know if it's worrying or not, is one of Kaya's bats following you.
God damn it.
But it's not outside Kaya's haven, it's outside Melinda's haven.
Oh.
But there are no rats, there are no ravens, there are no drones.
And I know that a bat is associated with Kaya.
Yes. And spiders.
See, I feel like Dahlia is starting to keep a catalog of the familiars, of the kind of spies that have tracked us for the last, since we've been here.
Vermin or rats, squirrels, that sort of thing. That's Margaret.
Yeah, and the robots, the drones are
the Malkavian. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, again, it's a blizzard, and drones do not fly well in a blizzard.
Yes. It's surprising that bats do, honestly, but yeah. So yeah, she's going to take note of that.
A swarm of bat. It's just a very large bat. You assume it's not a normal
gigantic. Bat. Yeah.
And you have also seen her basketball-sized spider, so you assume it's a famulus.
Basketball-sized. That's a nice big, well-fed spider.
That's without the legs.
Yes, that's just the abdomen. That's, you know, that's the body of the spider, and that's without the legs, which probably extend the spider's size to
large.
Yeah. Anybody in the audience right now with arachnophobia is freaking out. But yeah, so she's gonna make a mental note of that Kaya seems to be spying on Melinda, and with a little bit of a smirk to her lips, that, you know, they're kind of like playing against each other. Like, this has become more apparent, but like, this is evidence that this is occurring, and Dahlia has a little bit of appreciation for the infighting among the various kindred. So,
well, you seem to be the only group in town. Dowser and Ella. Not to make a whole big deal about it, but how are you gonna get there? You're gonna walk? You're gonna hire an Uber? Are you gonna attempt to drive a car? What's the... Because it is... Well, the other side of town, almost. You could walk there in 45 minutes. Or find another way.
I could manage the cold at least. I don't know about Ella.
What was that, Dowser?
I can manage the cold at least. I don't know about you.
You can manage the cold. Oh, okay, that's what he said. I couldn't hear. Yeah, I think she can. Yeah, go for it. She'll go for a stroll. She'd probably want a getaway car though.
It's up to you.
She will. She has a credit card. She'll request a cab be waiting for
Where?
15. Huh?
Where should it be waiting? Like right in front of the club, or like two streets
absolutely
down,
not.
or?
Probably on the same street. Like, if she were to leave, she would be able to get to it.
Yes. Will you walk? It's okay. You're the only ones on the street, it seems. Visibility is low. You don't turn into popsicles. And you eventually get to the Serpentine. Seems to be a lot of people outside. Kind of yelling at each other in Greek. They seem to be very upset. They're, you're both standing in the dark at the moment in an alley, just being able to see this. And the light is shining in their faces, and there's the fog and the blizzard, so they cannot see you at the moment. So, you're just gonna waltz in there, or what's the approach?
I'm going to put Wingman on Dowser before we go in.
Yes, do the rouse.
Ooh. We're getting hungry, but it'll be worth it. Maybe.
You hear your beast again. If you are in danger, I will eat him. Not Dowser, of course. Hector.
She will smile. It would be
You
a
are
burden and a blessing.
far too important for this.
Mm.
Dowser, you don't really notice it yourself. Suddenly everyone look in your direction. Ella is just simply touching your shoulder. You have 5 more dice in any social situation at the moment. And you're also handsome and blushed. But everyone looks at you right now. You kind
Everything's helpful.
don't even pay attention to Ella. They seem to be able to see you through the blizzard and the fog. What are you gonna do?
Walk inside.
You walk closer to the club. I assume it's all you put on him, and not like daunt. Yes.
Yeah.
Just wanna be.
Unless you want to be daunting. I mean, we've got plenty of that to go around. Just join the club.
I can do
Got
it all.
2 people who've reached the masquerade or the 5th tradition. What's a third? 3rd time's a charm, right?
I'm fine without doing that though. I don't need to scare everybody.
And I'm going to.
It's so rare I use this. Ugh, of course it's not fucking on. The Paradox of Vicky.
What are you looking for?
Oh, sorry, it's I just have to look up the core book because I'm looking. There is technically a role if you want to resist awe and you're not just a normal human.
Is there?
It's just we never fucking use it because no one ever tries to resist it. And humans are just not aware that they can.
So this says anyone can resist presence for one scene by spending a willpower point and succeeding on a willpower roll. Difficulty 8, but the affected individual must keep spending points until he's no longer in the presence.
Yes. I guess Ella, you need to make this manipulation and presence. I need you to roll. Versus composure and intelligence.
You said manipulation and presence?
Yes.
That was not it. That was wrong. Hold on. Okay, that was the right thing. Sorry.
What did I roll? I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 4.
It works. Even on the goal. People paying you a lot of attention does seem to be enthralled by you. And way up one. You get inside, you're met with the usual receptionist. She's just immediately, her arm goes on the counter and she leans forward and she's smiling and she looks very smitten with you. Hello, sir. How can I help you?
Just looking for Hector.
Oh, he's upstairs, indisposed at the moment. He's not well. He's been quite ill the last couple of days.
Well, maybe I'll be able to help him.
Are you a doctor? Or just handsome?
He just walks off.
She lets you. Get inside. There's the usual monkey in front of the stairs. Who does not seem as smitten with you, but he afforded your conversation at least.
Just on my way up to see Hector.
Hector is
That
not
fine?
to be disturbed.
And why is that?
He's not well at the moment.
Then maybe I can help him.
Need to talk to Katerina. Need to give me a persuasion and guess charisma. +5.
Okay. Persuasion and charisma. That's a total of 1 dice.
Wingman is useful.
Yeah. And then I have +2 from stunning. And
No.
5 from-
He's not gay. Sorry.
Fair enough.
But you have +5
Oh, 5.
from
So 6 dice. Let
Yes.
us pray. That is not bad.
he touches his ear. That's the way it looks to you. It says, Miss Anthis, someone is here to see Hector. He looks at you. She'll be right down. Takes 2 minutes. She walks downstairs. Hector's school. She looks at you. As smitten as the others. And does not notice Ella. Fortunately. Yes? What do you need?
Just here to have a conversation with Hector.
Hector's not well at the moment. Can it maybe be another night?
I might be able to help.
Maybe. He is not himself.
In what way? Has he had any visitors that might have made him go a little cuckoo?
You see she's angry. She's a ghoul. Who just had her master offended. He is in an unusual state of mind.
Okay. What kind of unusual?
Love sick.
Fair enough. Could we still have a conversation with him?
We kind of tilts her head. Sees Ella. Gets visibly angry. I guess you can.
Thank you very much.
She leads you upstairs. You hear singing. Very He's singing in Greek. Ella, you understand it. It's just like typical romantic bullshit. Like very, very pop FM. We've heard this song 1,000 times. Pop music about, love. He's kind of turning in his chair, and it's like he's very giddy. It's almost nauseating. Turns around, sees you, Dowser. Oh, hello. And my goddess, he completely ignores you, Dowser. How are you? My sweet love, you ran off so fast.
I know. You know.
Are you staying with me now? Please don't go. I'll do anything.
Oh, of course. There's quality and quantity, and I bring both to this situationship.
You broke my heart when you left.
I came back. Distance makes the heart grow.
Is this the one who took you away from me?
No, not at all. He's the one who brought me back, actually.
If I can't have you, nobody can.
You are right, but the same applies to you.
Of course. Can I get you anything? Anything at all? I have flowers, I have chocolate, I have blood, I have people, I have drugs, I have gold.
I think you should have a conversation with my associate here, Dowser, as he was so kind to lead me back here.
Only because I love you. Sighs and looks at Dowser.
Well, somebody came crying to our door tonight, wondering where Zoe went.
He smiles. Ah, yes.
So where is she?
Safe. For now.
Fair enough. Then why did you go kidnap her?
Because I knew she would react like this. It's a great embarrassment. And it's just a human. He can't do anything. And if she says I invaded and complains and all that, she'll look weak. Like anyone can just walk into her home and take whatever they want. It's a win-win. And it's funny.
Then again, it seems like you reacted quite harshly when your beloved vanished. She seems to have reacted the same way.
But are you seriously comparing Ella to a ghoul?
Oh, in no way am I trying to be disrespectful.
Good.
I'm just saying.
Ella is not a pet. She is a goddess.
Dowser, I think that you're underestimating this.
Well, we were kind of asked to go find where Zoe is. How long are you planning to keep her?
I don't know. Until I'm done with her.
Well, wouldn't you even tell Ella? She also wants to know.
He looks at you, Ella. Why are you helping Cassandra?
Me?
Do you want her goal? I'll give you her goal. If you want her goal, I don't know why you would, but...
I just, what's that? Okay. The first basis and foundation of a truthful relationship is honesty. And right now I need to be truthful with you that it's not just her, it's not just you, it's everyone. We're just really trying to do the right thing. We just happen to know that you are a man of his everything. And I think that starting with you would help with this going forward. Somewhat like a snowball, right? We do the one, it's really a benefit to everyone. And you being as you can be felt like the best place to start.
Isn't she lovely? He looks at Dowser. So, you want to gain leverage on Cassandra? I don't know. I'm just trying to work out your angle so I can help you best. If you want Zoe, I can get you Zoe. She's close by. She is alive, thanks to her blood, and I can have someone fetch her. Having
Where would you
having Cassandra come and cry to you was worth it all. I assume she promised you something in return.
Actually, she didn't promise us anything. Like I said, we're just trying to do good by more than one individual here. What I lack in being involved in all of the different arenas and locations and places and things. I just thought it would be a kind thing to do. Sometimes we can do kind things, yeah?
Of course. Cassandra's not worth it, my love. She's not worth it. But if it's what you want... He kind of snaps his fingers at Katerina. Have someone fetch the thing. Be here in 10 minutes. Ish.
So,
Can I get you anything?
Dowser, do you have anything?
I mean, if he's willing to do anything for you, maybe he has some information on some people, or knows how to find things, though we don't.
Of course. Knowledge is power, and I bring things in and out of the city.
Dowser's just gonna look to Ella in hopes that she understands that he's talking about touchstones, since we have no idea where they are.
Well, I think that would be helpful. I mean, Hector, dear, I know that you have the ability to get things in and out of the city. I'm just curious if you were someone else. I would hate for this same thing to happen to someone else. If someone were to hide something, where would you say things should be hidden?
That depends if they should be retrievable or forgotten.
Column A, column B.
Well, retrievable, close by, heavily guarded. Like my boy's hideout and Cassandra's school. Forgotten in the lake, the mountain perhaps, the old mines. Well, 6 feet under is also always a valid option. You want things to disappear. But if you want a hostage, you can keep it close by, obviously.
About the lake. How familiar are you with the lake?
I'm not much for sailing. I simply have the view.
Do you have any other... Have you ever gone diving before? Or would you ever want to check it out?
Oh, nobody goes in there. There are things in that lake.
Have you seen them on your own?
No. I've only heard the people with extra blessed sight and all that. And the tales. I don't really care about all that. I care about business, enjoyment, and, you know, making sure everyone enjoys their existence.
Oh, it's 100% understandable. It's just that you're just so brave. And I would just anticipate that someone of your commanding presence, like my own, would maybe get out, you know, not that you don't have everything you could need or want here, but just something.
talk to the Ravener, see if you want to know things about locations. He is the traveling type. Perhaps the Tremere. If you can find him.
What is he hard to find?
Yes. He is, I don't know, hidden. I assume magically.
Magically. Speaking of magic, have you been to the museum before?
Yes, I donated quite a few artifacts of Greek origin to it. Including a certain statue and some other paraphernalia. And obviously when summoned, we have to go there. To appease the Great Baron.
What is your thoughts on the Great Baron?
Glorious, of course. I would
What
never
makes him glorious?
I would never speak ill of the Baron.
I don't think anyone has ever earned a reason to do that. Why would they?
Exactly. He looks up at the like a ventilation shaft. You should never know when there are rats listening.
Are you saying that your walls aren't impervious to them yet?
I have not made a deal with any kind of sorcerer to make them impervious to that sort of thing. Because I don't want to deal with a Tremere or a Banu Hakim.
Wise choice.
I prefer poison.
Well, rat poison seems to work on them now.
Mostly. This watch says a beep, which is weird. You think they're not supposed to make that sound? He looks at it and says, "There's a van outside. Her pet is inside it, tied up and gagged, because she's quite mouthy. Loud. Send Cassandra my regards. And tell her to go fuck herself."
Would you like me to add an XOXO at the end?
Yes, please. You always know.
Of course, darling.
Please don't stay away for too long. Gonna miss you.
Oh, you always have the right words.
There's a kind of like a tickle down the spine, a kind of
Oh.
from the look he's giving you.
Yeah. Okay. Feels bad. Okay, thank you. She will stand there looking between Dowser awkwardly, looking at him.
Well, thank you for granting our audience. We'll be on our way. Let us know if there's anything you need.
Sure. He smiles. Get outside. There's an inconspicuous black van parked. You hear like a metallic donk donk donk, like someone is kicking the side of it from the inside, but that's about it. And obviously there's a lot of his goons around it.
Dowser will just walk up and expect that they have been told that he can retrieve the girl. And just start opening the van.
Like from the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was just, are you gonna get in, drive off, or are you gonna see if there's...
Oh, no. I don't know how to drive cars.
Well, Zoe, tied up in the back, lying on the floor of the van. Tied up in chains, it seems. Not just rope. Looks, battered and beaten, but alive and still kicking. Looking furious when you open the door.
Hello there, sweetheart. Time to get you back home, no?
Ella will help take the gag, like the thing off from around her mouth.
Get me out of these fucking chains and I'll go kill that snake myself.
We
Okay.
might
well,
have to keep you in them in the meantime then.
There's more of them than us, and we should at the least wait one more night so that he can remember why I'm there. What I took, not once but twice, but what he'll never get back.
Do you know how to drive these?
I mean, I can do whatever I want to do. Doing it well is a completely different question and
Well,
answer.
We don't have to drive well, do we? The snow will guide us.
Okay.
Kind of jumping towards, like, on her ass, like the hand tied behind her back, and like towards the doors. It's like, my feet still work. I'm okay. Just
I'll just close them.
Can
Can't
she
go-
drive? Because I'll roll for drive if you want it.
do you ask her?
Yeah.
Yes, I can drive.
Okay.
So if we
Alright.
let you go, will you drive back home instead of attacking?
She looks at the 6 guys with guns outside the van and says, I'm gonna go home.
Good choice.
I like that decision.
I don't need that shitty van. I'm gonna walk.
No.
Are you sure the blizzard is still going on?
I'm sure.
Well,
Does
we'll
she have
come
a
with you.
phone? Does Cassandra have a phone?
Yes,
Like-
but they took mine.
Hmm.
Well, that's an issue, isn't it?
But I feel
Yeah.
her pull. And it's driving me mad.
Fair enough.
And she's very upset, which also drives me mad.
Hmm.
Been upset for a while. You see tears start to form in Zoe's eyes, which is very unlike her, because she's very much a kind of, guarded person, very jaded, and has the fuck you attitude with leather jacket, and could easily be a Bruja in another life, or on life rather.
Well, we'll come with you just to make sure that no other snakes in the grass try and snatch you on the way.
Mhm. They will use their several legs to walk.
She walks out there, she gives them the finger and says, fuck you Greeks, and begins to kind of walk slowly. Like she's trying to hide how much she's hurting.
Guess we'll follow along.
Dahlia. They're walking to Cassandra's nightclub. They're driving around town. Get off. You've maybe gotten half of the havens done. No one seems to have noticed. It's not like you're planting the camera right outside the door. It's more like you have an angle where you can see what would be a front door.
Discreet.
Yeah, as possible. And some places you have tall buildings on the other side and shit like that to help you.
Naturally.
Standing there, you're holding the ladder, you're looking out because Karson is doing his thing, and then you hear from your left a voice. Very calm, very soft, but also dangerous. Kaya's voice. Evening? She just appeared out of nowhere.
Dahlia's eyes are going to slowly move in the direction of the voice. Good evening, Kaya.
Out doing
Long time no
maintenance?
see. You could call it that. Yes, upgrades even.
I could
Yeah.
choose to call it that, yes.
Yes,
I could choose to call you a lot of things.
indeed. But I know that you're a better person than that.
I prefer to call you allies.
It's very interesting. I don't see any problem with labeling us accordingly as allies. I believe that seems fairly accurate.
You have been ambivalent at best.
Ambivalent? We were allies.
I want to forgive you because you're all young and you might not know better. And I have use for you. And I believe that people given purpose can benefit us all a lot.
All well and good. I'm a person who believes that a lot of people given purpose are better people, just from that alone. Before we go down this road, I also want to say that while I appreciate your forgiveness, I just want to know what it is we are being forgiven for, since we're allies.
Water under the bridge. Nothing that needs to be
you're
said
being mysterious
out loud.
about it, Kaya. Now, come on. You need to at least give me a little something here. I'm giving you a lot, in terms of our allyship and our partnership and our aligned goals.
You've had quite a few accidents since you arrived here.
And she's just going to sigh so loudly and roll her eyes back into her head multiple times. And yeah, well,
No.
I think you realize that to get anything done, okay, to make an omelet, Kaya, to make an omelet.
He gets a very stern look. And there's something in your beast kind of says for a moment in your head, remember she's old, and you hear the fear.
Okay.
You're not sure if it's just... You don't feel like a power is being used on you. This might just be...
No, but she's just super scary at the moment, right?
Yeah, and an elder. You're not young yourself, but she seems to think you are.
Yeah.
And she says, I serve something greater. I serve the law, a Hakim. One of those laws. It's protecting the children of Seth. And I'm willing to let everything slide in the pursuit of the greater good. So I'm here to extend an offer. Come see me. As a group, we'll talk in private, my haven, and reach an arrangement. You have 24 hours, and if I don't see you before then, I'm gonna assume we're enemies, not allies. And remember, I have touched you with my blood, so no where you go, I'll be able to make you erupt and turn to ash. Do I make myself clear?
Oh yeah, that's not very nice.
I'm not trying to be nice. I'm trying to be direct.
You are being very direct.
Good.
But wait. Since we're allies, and you've been most generous, you also, and since you know where we've been going, as you said, and you must be aware then that we have been quite busy.
Very.
Indeed. Given how busy we've been, it certainly must seem rather understandable to you how busy we are. Yeah, I mean, you caught me right in the middle of a project that I'm only halfway through tonight.
Yes, and I would be very offended if I didn't know who put you up to it.
Kaya. A project which could help you as well if we were allies.
Nishida works for everyone.
Some people more than others.
I don't care about a camera in front of my haven. That's not going to affect me. Do
I'm
you,
not threatening you. I'm offering.
I'm, s-
I'm bargaining. I'm offering.
I'm simply saying I'm not gonna get you in the way of your little project. Nor am I gonna take offense to it. I know why you're doing it. Just
Okay. We have common ground. All I'm asking is that since you are aware of how busy we have been and how busy I am, and all the little projects that we're involved in, um, 24 hours seems a little bit abrupt. Could we extend that to 48? It's a blizzard out here, and getting around is just a pain in the ass. And I just, we don't possess the resources that you have,
the
nor
24 hours is not for me, it's for you. Tomorrow night, all hell will break loose, and you won't have the time to see me because you will either be dead or running for your own lives.
unpack that for me. I would like to know more about that. I
Not
feel like,
here.
okay, all right. So that's why we want to discuss this in a more secure location, right?
My haven. Where
I
there are
see.
no rats or drones
Okay.
or anything else. Or spirits, for that matter.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're getting at. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Good. See you soon. And she just
See you soon.
disappears in front of your eyes.
And before she can even get it out. Okay. She's gonna look up the ladder. Karson!
He has not paid attention to anything because he's just.
Yeah, Carson's like, Karson, we're on the clock. Let's go.
I'm done in a minute. Ella, Dowser, you get to the Bell, Cassandra's nightclub. It is Wednesday evening, so it's closed. Well, I say closed. You can walk in the door and there's staff there, but you don't hear music or screaming people or smell alcohol or anything of the sort. There's cleaning going on, mostly. And when you walk in, and Zoe kind of, if you let her, she'll walk first. And immediately from the office, Cassandra comes out, is still just crying and runs to Zoe and hugs her. And Zoe is stiff, but you see like the tears just rolling down. And apparently she's not the most affectionate person, but this is as much as she can muster. And then there's just a lot of "I've missed you" and blah blah blah, where you just stand there awkwardly watching this. And then Cassandra turns to you. Thank you so much for bringing her back to me. Anything I can do. Money, location, new clothes, if you want to be on scene, whatever you want.
I mean, there are some people in your little area that seems to be pestering us. Well, there are these people coming around and chanting some hurtful words constantly. And they're most likely who burnt down our haven.
Rude.
Well, they seem to be holed up in some alternative medicine place.
You know the place?
It would be lovely if we wouldn't have to deal with them anymore.
I know a guy.
Thank you.
I assume you don't mean the building. People inside it.
I mean, who knows? They might have done something to the building too. It would be a shame if it vanished.
I'm gonna buy it.
That works.
I'll gladly do this for you.
Thank you.
You're always welcome here. She kisses you both on each cheek. You get a bit of not tears on you, but keep a straight face.
Well, I'm glad I was able to help reunite you two. Do let us know if there's anything else that comes up.
They walk towards the office. And right before you walk out and they walk in there, she turns and looks hateful. Looks at you guys and says, if you're ever gonna do anything about him, I'm there.
We'll just give a nod and then walk out.
And we have about 20 minutes left. So before we end the session, I want to have everyone you finish setting up the cameras and everything and meet up back, because Dahlia might possibly have some information that is very important to share when you all get back.
Dahlia does. So are we doing that now?
Yeah, you're meeting back
Okay.
in your haven.
Dahlia's like, so Karson was a darling, just as useful as he ever is, and just really a stand-up companion. We had a very productive evening. How did yours go?
Amazingly
You're in one
well.
piece. Yes, I see that. One piece, it looks
Mhm.
like no marks on you. I assume that everything went smoothly.
Very smoothly. It seems that Hector still enamored by Ella for the time being.
He'll be
Well,
over it sooner rather than later. Then, unfortunately, his staff is, I believe, on the up and up on what happened, possibly. So they're not too happy, and I'm sure they'll converge once it's all said and done. But I'm always a fan of going for round two.
And on the flip side, Cassandra has said that she'll help us if he ever becomes trouble.
Mhm.
amazing. Well,
And she will deal with the carolers.
outstanding. I have some news as well. We didn't just get the cameras set up in the best locations. You'd be so proud. Like, just very discreet. Most of them don't even know they're there. Kaya does, though. Couple things. One, there was a rather sizable winged beast keeping its ears and eyes on, on watch around Melinda. Kaya, Melinda.
Seems like a bit of back and forth there.
Yeah. Some melodrama there, some delicious, something that appears to be brewing there, which we could ask her tomorrow night, because Kaya has informed me that she would like to meet with all of us in her haven in 24 hours. Such an ominous timetable, but Kaya is this way. She's very precise about her timetables, as well as her behavior, as well as who slips up and who doesn't, and holding that over their heads, and just
Does it have to be tomorrow? Can we move it up? Can we leave?
I don't know if she would be ready for us sooner. I know that she doesn't want us to arrive later. So
Well, then we go sooner. Opportunity of attack, right? If she's preparing something, she won't be prepared, and we will.
You know what, Ella? Your thinking is exquisitely perfect in that way. Flawless, even. I can't think of a reason to disagree with that, provided we can maybe perhaps rouse our other members from their slumber, as it were. They seemed a little bit like they were sleeping in. Anyhow, she informed me when I tried to bargain with her for more time, because of how busy we are, taking on a lot of things, that it simply couldn't wait. For the reason that, and I quote, she's looking about, all hell is going to break loose tomorrow night. And the implication is that all hell will break loose on us tomorrow night. So
Well, we do
That's
have
all
the
that
option of
Dusktown
luring
is.
them to us.
it does seem to be a bit hostile. Yes.
We could also lure them down here. I mean, the
Hmm.
Guardian will deal with them.
That crossed my mind, Dowser. It did cross my mind. And it's not as if we are not without our allies in this otherwise tumultuous and hostile
Then again, on the other
metropolis.
side, do we want all of the police force to suddenly vanish?
Right,
At least they're cameras, from what I've learned.
right. So we have that to decide, but there is some measure of something that is boiling over, ready to happen, that is going to cause us certain difficulties and issues.
Well, I could call her and ask her to come over sooner. Maybe she has an agenda or something I could review ahead of time. Or
Indeed,
Yeah.
she made it very clear that she couldn't talk about it on the street.
well, I'm not on the street. I'm here.
Only
She's there.
only on a secure location. I didn't, I mean, it could just be that we could do this here. Perhaps even better that we do it here. She
We could
threatened to
always let
immolate
Margaret
us if
know
we did
as
not
well.
do it. So, yeah, turn us to ash, I believe is the word she used. Very rude, Kaya needs to work on her people
Delivery.
skills.
How do you said that? Can you give me sense the unseen? Both of you.
I would love to do that.
With resolve.
Yes, of course.
I'll take my 2.
Shoot. Okay. With 2, with modifier of 2. There we go.
6 with a crit. The shoulder where she touched you, all when you went to court, is her glyph. On every one of you, Dahlia. Well, in the room presently, but you assume Julian and Henry as well because she touched you. And Julian even said something about blood, and she might have fed because he does not really understand
Yeah.
the way you do, apparently.
Yes.
There's some magic on you at the moment.
Yes.
And with 6 with a crit, it's something she can detonate from afar.
So Dahlia, in a very calm voice, basically explains all of this. And yeah.
Well, all she said is we're going there. But she didn't want to be listened to, correct?
Correct.
Well, we could always tell Margaret ahead of time.
I think that's good.
We haven't done anything to upset Kaya that we know of.
I agree.
She made it clear that she was doing us a favor because we've slipped up one too many times.
Well, why doesn't she tell us that we've slipped up then?
Well,
It's
she
equally as
seems to
much on
think we
her.
should know based on like our interactions with certain law enforcement and other such entities. So yeah, it's not the most polite of bargains, but it feels to me like Kaya does much better with the threats than she does with the bargaining, and so yeah, it was an uncomfortable interaction.
Doesn't seem very forgiving. I mean, with as many blizzards as this Dusktown gets, everyone is one step away from a slip up.
I tried to explain this to her, and she just wasn't hearing any of it. She wasn't very sympathetic. I'm gathering that she isn't sympathetic as an individual. She seems very the type to kind of like keep track of every single little mistake you make.
Yeah, it looks like she was going to blow my head off when I told her about the serial killer. Well, I didn't give her details, but still.
So she's that kind of exacting sort of.
Sounds like a Virgo to me.
I could ask Dominic. He might know how to remove these little brands.
I feel like, yes, I even had you in mind, Dowser, like I thought maybe you could wash it off with your water powers or something, but it's either way, we either need to try to.
You can't dispel them, Dowser. It's a contested thing against her magic, but it's possible.
Well, it might be risky. I don't know if she can feel these. And with one gone, she might make the rest go boom.
But you think it might be possible?
Yes.
So maybe, going along with your suggestion about Dominic, maybe, the both of you working on it could perhaps get the job done for our collective well-being here, since this is like a proverbial sword hanging over her head. So yes, I don't like being marked in such a fashion as to cause my body to discorporate at a moment's notice at someone else's whim. So yeah, I've been through that. So
Well, fair enough. I guess I'll get him a message somehow.
that would be great.
And I'll throw my seagull.
Go fly!
The Guardian says,
yeah.
if all she wants to do is have a conversation, we might as well just go have a conversation.
I don't think that's all she wants.
If she wanted you dead, you would be dead.
Well, it's quite clear that she could detonate these things at any time, or at least that's what she was threatening. So you're not wrong, Ronaldo. It's just uncomfortable.
He is also I gather, from a clan of assassins.
Yes, very highly strict moral code or something. Yeah. Something, Hakim, that.
You're all old. And to your knowledge, the Banu Hakim has not followed the laws of Hakim for quite a while. They seem to have been influenced by both Islamic morals and like a more freelance mentality. And on a character, you don't know that Orshulgi is back, but you're a little bit confused because usually Banu Hakims are just neutral mercenaries. They don't really go around spouting about, judgment and the laws of Hakim anymore.
He's extreme.
Or very old.
Yeah.
But that has been said. Hopefully Julian and Henry will be here next time.
Indeed, and they can decide whether we want to try to summon Kaya here and let Ronaldo handle her, or try to go to her haven and deal with her there, or summon Dominic and try to maybe remove this.
I have to ask before we go to MVP and an XP. Ella, did you know that you had one evening left on entrancement, or did you just wing it?
I was just going. I was like, I'm either gonna fight or I've got it. Because I asked you, I said, how many more nights do I have on that? You're like, I don't know. And I was like, well, fuck it, I'm in. So we're
I've
gonna
written it down.
fight?
This is the last night.
Okay.
So it's the best time to have done it.
To kill him?
You would have been met by bullets and fire if you went like tomorrow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I figured.